Alright, what's up, cocksuckers, motherfuckers, milk chuggers, blood suckers, mother humpers, MCU lovers, and all others? Welcome to episode 3 of Pickle Juice, the show where you get to taste my juice drippings. You know what? I'm, actually not in the best mood today. Kind of lethargic, kind of in a bad headspace, kind of just wiped out from work, wiped out mentally, just, not doing great, but hopefully talking to you guys here will be cathartic for me, and it'll put me in a better mood, maybe get my spirits up, maybe when I start with these topics, I'll get going, and I'll really get the blood flowing, and get a good rant going, and I'll really feel like myself. But yes, guys, a ton of shit has happened over this past week, a lot of juicy shit that I can't even fit in here. But the main topics I'm going to talk about are the recent WB Discovery DC overhaul. I'm definitely talking about that. I'm excited about that. The juicy Stranger Things 4 trailer. That dropped. I'm definitely going to have some thoughts about that. Then I'm going to talk about China censoring the gay relationship in the new Fantastic Beasts movie. I think a nice little rant is in store for that. And then I'm going to end the show by just kind of giving my quick thoughts on the whole Gorr The God Butcher from Thor Love and Thunder, the leaked look of him from the toy packages. I know it's been like almost a week since that happened, but I haven't spoken about it, so I'm going to here. So, if you want to listen to me talk about all of this shit, stay tuned, sit back, relax, and enjoy my silky smooth goodness. And remember, this isn't the absolute truth. This is just my opinion. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's do this. So, as you may or may not know, Warner Media and Discovery have completed their $43 billion merger. And now they are, well, of course, Warner Media Discovery. It's kind of a lame name. Whatever. I don't care about the business jargon about it. Ooh, the deal that happened. Ooh, they're coming together to make this new business. Fuck all that. I don't care about who's in charge, as long as it's not Zack Snyder. I don't care who's in charge or what's going on with the business side of it. And ooh, what's going on here with the media side and the blah blah. No. I only care about what this means for DC. Fuck most other WB properties. DC is their cash cow. And apparently, according to Variety, they are doing a complete overhaul, or so they're claiming, of DC. The movies, the video games, the comics, all of it. And this could be a great thing. I'm going to read part of this article, and we're going to go through, and I'm just going to give you my thoughts of if it's a good thing, if it's a bad thing, are they going in the right direction? What the fuck's going on here? If you're lost and you don't know what's going on, take my hand, child. I will show you the way. Alright, now I can't confirm 100% that this is actually going to happen. This is still all just kind of hearsay from people in the background and in the business, but Variety is pretty reputable, so I tend to believe this article. Now, the new leader of this whole shindig is David Zaslav, and insiders say that Zaslav believes that the success of the merger, one that has left the company highly leveraged, will rest in no small part on unlocking the full potential of the DC Comics universe of characters. Discovery insiders believe that although DC has achieved cinematic success with recent films such as Aquaman and The Batman, it lacks a coherent creative and brand strategy. Discovery believes that several top-shelf characters such as Superman have been left to languish and need to be revitalized. They also believe that projects like Todd Phillips' Joker are a shining example of how second-build characters from the DC library can and should be exploited. Even though, is the Joker a second-build character? I don't think so. He's not some B-list character. He's their most popular hero's main villain. I don't know why this says that. He's not fucking Thor or Iron Man. He's not fucking the Mad Hatter or Clayface. He's Joker. He might be the most popular character in DC other than the Trinity. What are you talking about, second build character? I don't know. But it also says in this article that WB Discovery are looking for a Kevin Feige-like leader to run the whole universe, and that DC, quote, lacks a coherent creative and brand strategy. And you know what, man? You know, fuck what I said earlier, man. My spirits are lifted. They are finally, maybe, getting it. It might be 9, 10 years too late. They should have been saying this in 2013, 2014. But hey, better late than never. I mean, maybe we just wasted the past 10 years of DC on fucking nothing. On a fucking fart in the wind with the Snyderverse. And even if you love those movies, it might have all been for nothing if they go in a new direction. Maybe, you know, our time's wasted. But at least they're doing the right thing now. Maybe they're saying the right things, because the number one problem with the whole DCEU, starting with Man of Steel, is that they didn't have a Kevin Feige-like figure in the company. Now, what I believe to be the entire problem, the core foundational problem of the DCEU, is the fact that these were businessmen who knew business, they knew how to sell movies, they knew how to they weren't comic book fans. And instead of actually getting somebody like Kevin Feige, who also knows how to run the business and how to sell movies, but was also a huge comic fan, who knew the characters, who fundamentally understood what makes a good comic book character and movie, and also what makes them sell. They didn't have that. There was such a disconnect. You had the business guys at the top, and then they hired Zack Snyder to be the Kevin Feige of the universe. And that's when everything went shit sideways, because he is one director with one vision, and they gave him the keys to the entire kingdom. They let him cast Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg. They let him create the story, the universe. They let him create the tone, the feel. Everything trickled down from his first 2 or 3 movies. He invented this universe, and I think that is just too much creative freedom. I will say, honestly, maybe Marvel doesn't give their creators and their directors enough room to play. Maybe they are a bit cookie cutter and they watch them too harshly. Maybe Kevin Feige has his hands in the cookie batter a little too much. He makes them add things or take things away if they don't connect with the universe, and maybe sometimes he babysits them too much. And yes, some of the movies do feel very similar, and he does like to get a certain kind of director to come in and kind of play in his playground. They don't really ever feel like true visionaries. But DC's been the opposite way. They gave Zack Snyder too much power, too much leverage. They let him create everything, and that's the problem. I think there's a nice balance in the middle where you don't have to babysit the director and tell them exactly what to do, but you can't just fucking look away, close your eyes, and say, here are these characters, do whatever you want, write whatever story you want, fuck it, fuck how it connects, we'll deal with it later. No, that's how it's been with DC. They need a middleman who understands the characters to kind of have a coherent plan, a 5-6 year plan. I've been saying it for years. The MCU hasn't had this incredibly mapped out, detailed, rich plan of 10 years down the line. When they wrote Iron Man, they knew exactly how it was going to end. Dude, that's a false narrative. They don't actually know what's going to happen. They roughly plan it, and the Russo brothers in a recent interview confirmed this, and I knew this because inconsistencies with Thanos, a lot of things, you could tell that they had to rewrite what the story was going to be multiple times, but they didn't have it planned out fucking 10 years ahead. It's not, Kevin Feige's not this genius who has everything mapped out like fucking Doctor Strange looking into the future. They write movies and stories knowing where they want it to go, and then they roll with it, they pivot, they see what the fan reaction is, they make changes, they make tweaks, they write new things, and I think that maybe WB did the same thing, just not near as well. Right when BVS came out, they were like, oh fuck, Zack Snyder fucked it up, completely change course, abandon fucking ship. Even though it was the second movie in the universe, like they already panicked and wanted to remove Snyder. Like, listen, it's not all Snyder's fault. The guys that hired him and gave him all this power, they are the fuck ups. They fucked it up. They're the ones who gave the kid the crayon to write on the wall. Now they have to fucking clean it up. It's not the kid's fault that he was given the crayon and go fucking wild. There's a blank canvas, there's the wall, kiddo. You know, not to minimize Zack Snyder as a child, but honestly, that's kind of what happened. And I think having a middleman or middlewoman to oversee everything, that could be really good, man. Oh man, Don't get me fucking too excited. Don't do this. Like Hawkeye said in Endgame. Don't give me hope. Don't do this to me if you're just gonna take it away from me again. Because the last few years of DC, it's been so hard, man. It's been so inconsistent with, they'll have a good movie, and then a terrible movie, and then a meh movie, and then an average movie. Hey, another good one, and then two bad ones, and then ones that retcon other things, and then different characters showing up, and then fucking, oh my god, it's been terrible, please. But the number one thing, they can't just hire another business person who doesn't know the comics. And guys, they cannot hire someone like Jim Lee or Jeff Johns. No comic book guys. Now, yes, maybe have them come in to help write some characters, to write some stories, just help with the details, but we've seen what's been happening when Jeff Johns tries to help write a movie script. Comic books and movies are two completely different mediums that tell the story in completely different ways. Telling a story in a comic book where you have like 7 or 8 panels per page for 32 pages is completely different than writing a 15-minute sequence with characters that are tangible, that are speaking on screen, with dialogue in a 2-hour film. It's completely different, and you don't need somebody who's been in the other industry, even if they know the character very well. Jeff Johns has written some amazing comics for DC. He knows these characters inside and out, at least a lot of them. Jim Lee's fucking awesome. He's a legend. But they can't run a film industry. It's completely different mediums. So, we don't know who they're gonna hire, but in 2006, 2007, I didn't know who Kevin Feige was. He was just this intern, this low-level guy, this producer on these old movies. He worked on the old Spider-Man movies, the X-Men movies. He's been in it for years and years and years, decades, and he finally got his shot. And I think there's hopefully somebody in DC that's like that. They've been getting coffee. They've been fucking executive producing from the background. They've been fucking just giving little critiques here and there, giving notes. They've been just fucking pencil pushers in WB for the past 20 years, but they've been waiting to get their fucking shot. We need somebody who knows these characters and who is thirsty. And it doesn't have to be somebody that we know. It can just be somebody who's been inundated with comic books and DC characters and who understands them, but also understands how to sell them. But it's easier said than done, because how many times has a successful universe like this happened? Like in Marvel, a 12-year universe that isn't going to die anytime soon. It's probably going to go 20, 30 more years. A guy who can run that successfully, that doesn't happen all the time. It's only really happened once or twice ever. So the odds that they'll actually find their quote-unquote Kevin Feige, it's very unlikely, but we can hope. At least they're saying the right things. At least they're saying, hey, we are addressing that it's been inconsistent. It's been sloppy. The stories haven't been what all the fans want, even though, yes, there are a lot of Snyder fans out there. It's not for everybody. And we want diversity, and we want different characters. We want different voices. We want different tones. We want different experiences. It doesn't have to just all be Snyder, and it doesn't have to just be like the MCU, where admittedly it's kind of all the same. They're all mostly fun action movies. I'd like something different in the MCU for once. I'd like something like Watchmen in the MCU. That'd be amazing. They don't have to all be like Ant-Man. I don't want just all dark movies like The Batman. I don't want just all light movies like The Avengers. I want diversity. And you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Zack Snyder's universe, his nightmare, desaturated garbage that he wants to do, fuck it. Put it on the side. Let it come out. I'm okay with it now. I've accepted it. If that movie comes out, it's not going to have any harm on me. The fans are insufferable, and most of them don't deserve it, but fuck it. Just release it, as long as it's not the main thing. This is the whole point. If the Snyderverse would have been an Elseworld story, and we got the main Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Flash, if we got that nailed, and then on the side they did the Zack Snyder dark, depressing nightmare bullshit, if they would have said, hey, this is an Elseworld story, I would have said, okay, this is interesting. Superman's a bit different, Batman's a bit different, Aquaman's interesting, Flash with his fucking armor fighting alongside Deathstroke while Superman is Darkseid's fucking lackey taking over the planet. That could be an interesting Elseworld story, but I don't want that for the main story. I mean, guys, come on. I know a lot of you like the Snyderverse, but come on. Really think about it. They gave Superman a movie. Then in his sequel, he's the villain of the movie and dies at the end. Then for the first Justice League movie ever, the first time we're ever seeing the Justice League on screen together, he's not in the movie for 75% of it, for 3 hours of the movie. That's like if you just took Iron Man or Captain America out of the first Avengers movie for 75% of it and Iron Man just shows up in the end. Like, I don't fucking care. This is the first time we're ever seeing this team together, and the team isn't even together. He gets there and he doesn't even speak to Wonder Woman. You don't get a single shot of the DC Trinity. The Trinity, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. They don't do shit together. They don't talk to each other. They don't fucking have camaraderie. You don't feel the chemistry. And even though a lot of people love it, and they feel like it's a good, realistic take on Superman and Batman, and they love these fucking movies, that's not exactly what I would want from the main DC. And they're claiming that they're going to revitalize characters like Superman. You know what? Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking go. Come on, baby. Do it. Hey, I'm up for it. Keep Henry Cavill. I think Henry Cavill was given a bad break. He was unfairly judged because I don't think the material reflected what he can do. I think he could be a really great Superman given the right script. He wasn't given much to do in his first movie. He wasn't given shit to do in BVS. Justice League, he's there just to save the team and make it the Superman show. I think he could be a great Superman. Please keep him. Guys, come on. He's a good Superman. Don't recast him. Don't make the children suffer because of the sins of their fathers, please. But this honestly raises more questions than it answers, because the Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman movie with the black Superman, is that the revitalization they're talking about, or is that completely different? Are they doing a black and white Superman? Are they scrapping that Superman? Are they going to look at that script and say, I don't know. Are they going to do the classic Superman? I don't know what they're going to do, but I would love to see Cavill stay. Give us, I know people are just throwing it around, but give us someone like Matthew Vaughn, somebody who's been in this genre before, that can do action, that can do good character. Give us Superman versus Brainiac. Give us Batman's classic costume, please, guys. Why are we so afraid of Batman's classic costume? I know that Batman 89 and the Nolan movies and Matt Reeves' Batman, they all want to be realistic and grounded, and if Batman's gonna actually work in the shadows, he has to have a black suit. But dude, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg, all of these characters are getting their comic accurate suits, but Batman never does. Ben Affleck's was the closest we got to it. The fucking gray and black. But he looked like a juiced up old man gorilla, and he looks kind of weird in the suit. Why can't we get the blue? At least give us like Arkham. The Arkham games. Give us navy blue and gray. Why haven't we got the accurate suit? Why is the only fucking comic accurate suit 60 years ago? Come on. Give it to me. Give me that. Give me a hopeful, awesome, energetic Superman movie where he fights Brainiac. Recast Amber Heard, not because of anything in real life. I try to separate the art from the artist, not because of her, being an abusive manipulator. Not because of that. It's because she's terrible as Mera. She has no chemistry with Aquaman, and she's a fucking cardboard cutout of a character. She literally, she's so terrible. She's so bad. Please recast her. The Aquaman movies would be so much better if Mera was an actual character instead of a chick just sitting there with a terrible wig making model faces. If you got an actual reputable actress to play Mera, that'd be cool. Give us Green Lantern. What the fuck is going on with Green Lantern? Give us the show and then lead that into an awesome movie. A Green Lantern trilogy would be amazing. The first movie focusing on one or two Green Lanterns, the second on another pair of Green Lanterns, and the third movie have them all come together for like the Sinestro Corps War. How fucking amazing and epic would that be to have an awesome Green Lantern space cop buddy war movie? Fuck me. Give me Green Lantern. Give me Superman. Give me Batman. Don't give me this dark and depressing nightmare shit. Give me a Darkseid who comes in and actually does something. Give me fucking characters that I can fucking relate to. Give me a Batman that isn't jaded in his 50s and doesn't fucking murder people with machine guns. Give me a Wonder Woman who can act. Give me an Aquaman that isn't a whiskey drinking surfer bro in a fucking Aeropostale commercial. Give me Martian Manhunter. Give me the comic book goodness. The reason I watch these movies is because I read these characters and I want to see these characters done, no pun intended, justice. And if you think they already have done them justice and you think, oh, I think Zack Snyder would come in and be a great Kevin Feige, you know what? That's your opinion. I vehemently, wholeheartedly disagree. I think Zack Snyder had his chance. He kind of mugged it up, kind of fucked it up, you know? And I don't want to see that again, man. And now they're apparently going to release Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters. Oh, God, fucking, I would honestly rather burn $10 with a lighter and throw it in the trash can, throw the ashes away and let it float in the wind and watch my hard work be wasted than to sit through that film again. But that's just my opinion on it. If you love Zack Snyder shit, you know, cool. As long as you're cool about it, I'm cool. But I expect a big shakeup at WB. I don't from the comments. This is why. From the comments in this article, I don't expect more of the same. I don't expect more Snyder. So I don't know. Anything's possible. I thought the Snyderverse was dead. I made a whole celebratory video about it. I could be dead fucking wrong. They could be on the phone with Zack Snyder right now saying, hey, get the script ready. Let's make your second, third movie. I don't know. I'm cool with that as long as they just don't make it the main story and don't give him the keys to the fucking car because he's gonna wreck it. Even though I will say, the concept of the third movie after the nightmare bullshit happens and then the Superman becomes good again and the whole Justice League comes together with the Amazonians, the Atlanteans, the Green Lantern Corps, the armies of men, they all come together and the world fights Darkseid. You know what? That sounds pretty epic. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I just don't want to sit through the dark and depressing, desaturated shit, you know? But that's just my 2 cents on it. You know, I'm honestly not even going to get too excited because WB has not given me a reason to. Just because they made this merger doesn't mean they're going to automatically get their shit together. They've been inconsistent for a decade now. Why would I think they're going to be any better? I'm going to expect failure and then be pleasantly surprised if they make good movies. Black Adam looks decent. I mean, honestly, I'm only excited for the characters that aren't Black Adam in a Black Adam movie. The Flash seems like it's going to be a complete shit pile. Shazam 2 could be pretty good. Aquaman 2 I have no hope for. The Batman was amazing, but the direction they're going in, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know when is this revitalized vision that they have, the so-called revision of Superman and Batman, and let's get a Kevin Feige in here. When is this happening? Because they already have like 6 or 7 movies on the slate that are being made, that are in production, being written. Are they completely twisting that around and changing it now? Is that going to throw a wrench in everything? And for people who love Snyder and don't love Snyder, is it just the past decade going to be a waste of our time? That'll suck, but I need a refresher. I need a reboot for DC, and this could be it. Those are my thoughts on the WB merger. I don't have too many thoughts about Zaslav and the business side of it and fucking... I keep hearing people saying, David Zaslav, he fucking is friends with this person and this person knows Zack Snyder and this Can we stop theorizing like there's some big conspiracy against Zack Snyder or people have inside information about things that are going to happen? Dude, I'm going to say it. The crazy Snyder fans are the fucking QAnon of superhero movie fandom. It's actually insane. The things that I hear on the internet are wild. It's funny. I don't know. Keep it going, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you like this new direction? Is there going to be a new direction? Are they just blowing smoke up our ass? What are you putting in your ass right now? I know there's something in mine. Now, next topic. Okay, baby. Stranger Things 4. The new trailer, final trailer for Stranger Things Season 4 is out. And I've had a complicated relationship with Stranger Things. I borderline loved the first season. Really liked it. I'll say I loved it. It's not one of my favorite things ever, but it was a really engaging, good, well-written, funny, awesome season of television. Season 2 was more of the same, just not as good. One terrible episode that kind of dragged the whole thing down. It was kind of a letdown. Season 3 completely changed the show, and I made a video recently about a month and a half ago called Stranger Things Has Jumped the Shark. Check that video out, please, if you like Stranger Things, or if you also agree Stranger Things has kind of gone down the shitter, go check out that video. And I basically chronicle how the show started as a throwback to 80s horror, a horror comedy show with these kids. This kid goes missing, the mom's trying to find him, she gets together with the local town sheriff and his friends, and they get together to try to find out what happened to this kid. Fun, cool, tightly written, horror, thriller, mystery show with some really, really good acting, like some incredible acting. And then season 3 took that concept and said, you know what? The horror, the stuff that made you love the show, that's not good enough anymore. We're going to have them fight underground evil Russians. It's going to be a full-blown action comedy now. It's an action show. Remember Hopper and his story of losing his daughter and finding a new one and finding faith in a time where he had lost everything, and the whole story about camaraderie and brotherhood and friendship and family, finding yourself, finding love, accepting yourself, 11 story, all of the kids coming together. The fucking first season, remember all of that? Well, fuck that. Let's pair up each character that the fans on fucking Tumblr and TikTok want to see together. Let's boost them up 100%, make Hopper a fucking pure fucking clown character. Let's give everyone a machine gun, and let's go fight fucking Russians. Let's have a ripoff of the Terminator fighting fucking Hopper in a fun house at a carnival. Oh my god. Still a decent season of television, I must say, but what made the first season special and what made like half of the second season special, it was just mostly gone. It was all the 80s references were just there just to be there instead of actually intertwining with the story. The music, the feel of it, the characters growing up, it just didn't feel the same. And then you make it, instead of a horror movie, you make it an action comedy where they're fighting Russians. Come on, this is not why I watch Stranger Things. But this isn't the video to rant about that, I already did it. I think Stranger Things has lost its way, and I'm not excited for this season. The first trailer was a lot of explosions, boom 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 booms, and gunfires, and car chases, and action-packed awesomeness. I want to get back to the horror roots. I honestly don't want to see Will and the crew growing up and fucking each other and discovering boners. I don't want to see this. There was a charm to the kids being kids. Their dialogue of not really, they're so naive to the world, they don't really understand sex and hormones and really anything, and it was just really adorable to watch them navigate this world. And now they're 6 foot tall and have deeper voices, and they want to all fuck each other, and I don't know. Good things never last. Listen, the show I think should have ended after season 1. Perfect ending, everything was settled, enough ambiguity to make you wonder where the show was going to go, but it didn't need a second season, definitely didn't need a third season, definitely don't need a fourth season. But I'm going to go through this trailer, I'm going to give my quick thoughts on what I think is happening, where I think it's going to go. So, we hear a maniacal laugh like in Michael Jackson's Thriller. Ha 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 ha. We see a crack in the dimension into the upside down. Something's going on, something's afoot. And then we see the redheaded chick, I forgot her name, at her brother Billy's grave. I will say, the end of last season, Billy's sacrifice was one of the best parts of the show. That was one of the best parts of that season. It made me feel something. It was cool. It was well done. It was earned. Great moment. She's at his grave mourning him. That's cool. I'm glad that they're not going to just let that go. We get some shots of the kids. We see that Lucas is playing basketball. And something I noticed is that I don't think, other than 11, I don't think any of the kids have any dialogue in this trailer. I don't know if they're hiding how deep their voices have gotten. I don't know if they just didn't have any good dialogue to go with the trailer. I don't know. It's just interesting. Dustin doesn't have any dialogue in this trailer. He's a fan favorite. I don't know. Just interesting. And then we see what I'm worried about the most in this season. Hopper being in Russia. It looks like he's a prisoner and he's being held captive. and he's in a fighting pit like Gladiator with flaming spears fighting Demogorgons. And I don't know if it's like for sport. I don't know if the Russian soldiers capture these guys and they just put them in there to fight them because it's fun, or I don't know if they're actually hunting Demogorgons. I don't know what's going on there, but Hopper being bald in Russia fighting Demogorgons with flaming spears is a little less interesting than seeing the story of him and his daughter, and with him being with the crew. Like, him and Joyce, him and the kids, him and Eleven, like, he's gonna just be disconnected from that for the whole season. I don't know. We see them fly into Russia in one shot in a plane, and we see Dustin in Russia, it looks like. So it seems like they're going to come rescue him. So maybe he'll be with them the last couple episodes, but I guarantee if it's 10 episodes, he'll be in Russia by himself for at least 6 of them. And I don't know if I like that. It's kind of weird. I don't know. What do you think? Oh yeah, the fucking song, the music, those bastards, they know how to reel you in. They give you a beautiful song by Journey, that synth, that perfect Journey synth comes in, and you're feeling, oh shit, this is a good trailer. That's what they do, baby. They get a great song, they put it up perfectly with the footage, and they get the chills going, they get the feels going. Listen, even though I'm not super excited for this show, that's a great song choice. I know what they did. I know what they're doing. And it's working. But they're walking around with flashlights in some haunted house looking at clocks. We keep seeing this image of a clock going back and forth to maybe represent time, to represent that time doesn't exist, to represent that time's all relative, to represent that time is a loop. Something about time and the upside down mixing in with our world. I don't know, but there are a few shots of clocks in here to symbolize something about time. We see that apparently there's a war happening between the Upside Down and Hawkins, and Eleven is the key to fixing it, and she goes kind of bald again, shaved head, and she's using her powers even though she doesn't have her powers. I don't remember when that happened, but we see some bats flying around in the Upside Down, some red lightning, this mansion, the whole crew. Finally, they all together go into the Upside Down. They're riding their bikes. They go on this journey. You see Steve fighting bats with a shovel with his shirt off. It looks a bit ridiculous. You know, like, the action wasn't exactly the main focus of the first season and why that show was great. It wasn't because people were fighting demogorgons with spears and hitting demon bats with shovels and shooting machine guns and having car chases and explosions. That's not exactly why the show succeeded, and I think maybe they're going to lean a little too much on that now. I don't know. I am worried about it. And for some reason, there's this new character that we see earlier on with, he has a mullet, and he's in the Upside Down shredding guitar, electric guitar on the top of a trailer in the Upside Down. Oh, God, is this going to be another moment like when Dustin's girlfriend sang out of nowhere the Never-Ending Story song at the end of the last season? Is he just going to start shredding guitar while they're fucking fighting demon bats like in Mad Max? If that happens, that's going to be hard to watch. That's stupid. Yeah, I know the show hasn't come out yet, but I'm judging this hard. I'm thinking this is going to continue to jump the shark. Last season jumped the shark. This one's going to put a jetpack on the bike and keep motherfucking going. It's going to fly over that shark. It's going to fly over a dozen sharks. There's a shot of a guy with no eyeballs, or his eyeballs are glued shut, or they were ripped out. There's like goop coming out of his eyeballs. I don't know if he's like the Earth version of the villain that we see at the end. Are there Earth versions of Upside Down people? That's the whole thing, is that we're 4 seasons in and we don't know what the fuck the Upside Down is. What the fuck is it? How does it work? We just know it's there and it's a plot device. I don't know. I really hope they explain some things. Don't just spoon feed it to us, but shit, give us something. 4 seasons into the show, I would like to know something about the other dimension that the show was based around. And, you know, we see a montage of action, things exploding, people running, darkness, and then we get this shot of a bunch of bats flying around, and then this guy, this nasty looking zombie dude with tendrils floats down looking like a disgusting Marvel, Star Wars, sci-fi looking villain. This is actually interesting. I'm glad it's not just another Demogorgon and it's not just another Cloud. It's not just the Mind Flayer. This looks like an actual villain with a personality. Could be cool. That's probably the most interesting thing about the trailer. I never thought that they would actually have a villain that would look like this. But are they leaning into the comic bookiness too much? I don't know. That's my whole thing here. You can hear it in my voice. I'm conflicted about this because I want to like this trailer, and I do think the trailer was well put together and it kind of got me excited. The Journey music helped, but I'm just conflicted. Everything that looks good, there's something I'm worried about. Every character that looks like, hey, that looks interesting, a character looks like they're doing something stupid. For every moment that it looks like there's some good horror, it looks like they're gonna balance it out with some action. And I'm just not sure where they're going. Did they have this planned out from the beginning? Is this something they just kind of haphazardly threw together? I'm worried that they're just kind of throwing shit at the wall and, hey, if Dustin and Steve and Eleven and Hopper are on the screen, you'll enjoy it. No. I want something good. I want something quality, and I gotta say, the trailer looked pretty decent. I am cautiously looking forward to the show. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be good to see these characters again, of course. But, I don't know. Stranger Things Season 4 trailer, what did you guys think? Did it hype you up? Was it amazing to you? Or are you like me and you're kind of over the whole shtick and you just wish it would kind of end? Good things come to an end. That's what Tony Stark says. Every journey comes to its end, and I think the end should have been Season 1. But that's just me. The trailer was good, objectively. It was a good, well-put-together trailer. Not super excited, but we'll see what happens. And now, the final main topic of this episode. We're going to talk about some censorship and why it's complete bullshit. So, if you didn't know, China is a communist country with a history of, let's say, bigotry. And that bigotry continues to rear its ugly head. And I'm not even going to rant about China because we know how China is. We know how they work. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into the fucking politics or the culture of China or how they are morally different to us. I'm not going to stand on some soapbox, some high ground saying that we're better than China. I'm better than people in China. Fuck all that. I'm avoiding that. No. This is a critique of WB. Because in the new Fantastic Beasts movie, what's it called? Secrets of Dumbledore, the Potions of Dumbledore, something about Dumbledore. Dumbledore and Grindelwald are, of course, gay characters. They were lovers, and the whole story hinges on the fact that they were lovers, and now they have to deal with fighting each other, and can they fight each other, and the ramifications of their love. But WB has apparently censored 6 seconds, 2 lines of dialogue from this movie. They cut it out. I didn't look up what the exact lines were. I heard it earlier. But 2 lines alluding to the fact that they were in love. 2 lines that were actually outright saying, hey, we used to be lovers. We were gay together. They had those lines in there. China said, hey, you either cut those lines out or you're not going to release your movie in our theaters. And instead of doing the morally right thing, the noble thing, they did the shitty thing, and they cut the lines out. And I mean, there's no other way to put it. That's absolutely shitty. Censorship it's never good, even though it happens all the time. I can admit it. Censorship happens in movies all the time. People kowtow and bow down to China, and they changed even the fucking Iron Man 3. They changed the scene for China. Things can't have certain images in it for China. Things can't have certain lines in it, certain words. They change their movies for China all the time. But the thing is, companies like WB and Disney and all of these big corporations that are now preaching inclusivity and diversity, and we want everyone's voice to be heard, and we're pro-LGBTQ, and we have rainbow flags everywhere, and we support you. The people that claim to support you, they want to act like you don't exist so they can make more money. To put it plain and simple. Plain and fucking simple, these people are fucking hypocrites. How much is this movie going to make in China? 20, 30, 40, 50, let's say $100 million. Whatever the number is. It's a pretty good chunk of change. I mean, $100 million is a lot of fucking money, especially to a movie like that that's trying to get its budget back. I understand how the fucking industry works. I know they need to make their money. They need to make a profit. They need to make the most profitable product they can. But you can't be a business that sells and only focuses on your product and then claim that you care about the actual people in it. Because we expect this kind of shit from China. That's not new. Not to say that it's a good thing, we shouldn't defend it. Censorship is never good, even if it happens all the time. It's not okay to say, well, that person murders people all the time, but we just have to accept it because it happens all the time. No, it's not a good thing. But when we try to preach the opposite, and we try to be so inclusive and so diverse and add more gay people and more black people and more women, and we care about your opinion and who you are, we care about your identity, we're trans rights, we're gay rights, when you constantly preach that, and then you fucking sell your soul, and you cut out lines that represent those people, you're a piece of fucking soulless garbage. Do you know the message that that's sending gay people? It's letting them know that you care about them. You care a lot about them. You care about their existence. Unless it's for a few more $1 million, then they don't exist. And yes, maybe the movie works without those two lines. Maybe the movie still portrays and conveys that these guys were gay together. And maybe you still get that. But it's the principle of it. The fact that you cut a single fucking line out of the movie just to get 50, 60, 70 million more dollars. Is it really worth it? Is it honestly worth the morality of it? I mean, I know this shit happens all the time, but this is fucking ridiculous. It's the hypocrisy of it. The hypocrisy of it. I was watching John Campia's video, seeing what his thoughts were on it. And he, of course, has been around people in the industry. He has a vast amount of knowledge about how the industry works and how to make movies and how they market movies, and he understands the game they have to play. And he was kind of playing the producer side, saying, I understand why they did it. It was only 6 seconds. 6 seconds. He kept saying that like 5 or 6 times. I mean, 6 seconds. It was 6 seconds. You could still get in the movie that they were gay. It was just 6 seconds. I don't care if it's 6 seconds or 6 minutes or 6 scenes. I don't give a fuck. It's the principle of it. You fucking censored the movie to make it less gay. What is that telling your audience? What the fuck is that telling your audience, you fucking cowards? Have a fucking spine. Have some fucking integrity. And for once, could you please at least pretend that you care more about people than money? No, you can't, because you don't. This whole, we're gonna do a black Superman, and we're gonna do the first woman superhero, and we're gonna hire gay actors. It's all a fucking facade, a public facade, you fucking phonies. Because when it comes down to brass tacks, you will actually cut out of the movie that people are gay so that you can make more money. Seriously, I know how the game works. I know that these are products that you have to sell to other countries, to people. You have to market them. But don't put it in the fucking movie if you know you're going to have to cut it out. The fact that you have to cut out anything, if you have to cut out a fucking single line from the movie, then don't play the fucking movie in that country. Period. A big fat fucking period at the end of that. Okay? Because if we want this to be normalized, if we truly, like honestly, genuinely want it to be normalized that people are gay and they are trans and they're bisexual and people are different, they're not all straight, we're not all the same thing. If you really want diversity and you want to show different cultures and different interests, different religions, different sexualities, if you really want it to be normalized and you want us to not bat an eye at it, we need to become a society to where if there's a gay character in a movie, it doesn't have to be a huge article. It doesn't have to be a headline. I saw an article saying, hey, America Chavez is going to be openly gay in the Doctor Strange movie. Okay, cool. Let's normalize that. Let's make it to where that doesn't have to be a headline. Saying that somebody's gay should be so normal that it doesn't have to be a headline on a fucking comic book website. That just shows you how not normalized it is. And you're just making a bigger divide when you're saying, hey, listen, it's cool that you're gay, but we're going to cut that out and act like that you're not gay so we can make more money. Oh, that just pushes the narrative that it's not normal, that it's not okay. You motherfuckers. You pieces of actual garbage. Whoever made that decision, who made that final decision, you're a piece of shit. And I don't say that lightly. I don't just go around and throw accusations about people's personalities and their integrity. But the moment that you cut out somebody's identity to make more money, and listen, I'm not an SJW or some woke white knight on the internet that fucking fights for trans and gay rights. I'm just a normal guy who wants everybody to be free in this country and to feel comfortable. When big studios are saying money is worth more than you, when the studios that you love and that you give money to say that I prioritize money over who you are, that's just despicable. And of course China's going to do it, of course. I mean, whatever. So many things that China does that's, not cool. Not going to speak about that. But the fact that we're playing into this and we're censoring movies, oh man, it's not a good road. What are they going to censor next? And listen, this is an honest question. Like, what is it going to be next? 10 seconds? 30 seconds? 2-3 scenes? A whole character arc? A whole character? You gonna cut out whole characters and whole scenes if China doesn't like it? I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say on it, and I usually don't voice my opinion about these things, but the hypocrisy was actually staggering. Like, I honestly couldn't believe that they would do it. And it seems like such a minuscule thing. Like, it's just 6 seconds. They cut out a couple lines so they could sell it to another country. But I don't know, this one really hit me. The principle of this is just, it's gnarly. And it's indicative of how just ruthless and nasty and vile these companies really are. At the end of the day, I love the Avengers. I love these characters. I love these things that these companies sell me. But they don't care about us. Bottom line, they will cut out who you are. They'll cut out whatever the fuck they have to if there's a chance to make more money, more moolah, more green, more dinero. Oh, fuck you, WB. Fuck you too, Disney. I'm gonna keep watching your shit. I'll keep giving you money because I'm a hypocrite, but oh, fuck you. And that was the last main topic. I just had a couple more thoughts here and then I'll wrap this up. So a couple of days ago, we got our first actual legit look at the concept art of Gorr the God Butcher from the upcoming Thor movie. We saw some leaked action figures, Marvel Legends, which I love collecting Marvel Legends. I'm not going to collect this one because I don't collect movie figures, I only collect the comic ones, but that's not important. We got the first look at his action figure, and all of them have concept art on the back. And we got the first look at Christian Bale in this big, epic Thor movie, this big, colorful, wacky movie. Our first look at the main villain, and he's bald, gray, and has robes on. Not the best design. He looks very generic. He's just a bald, gray dude with fucking white robes on, with a black sword. And people are like up in arms about this, saying that they're no pun intended, butchering the look. And what are they doing to Christian Bale? He's fucking ugly. He looks like the guy from Prometheus. What are they doing? Oh my god, he's so stupid looking. Guys, listen to me. Calm down. It's just concept art. Yes, this is his final look. Just a bald dude with some scars. We haven't seen him on screen. We haven't seen him actually in live action. We haven't heard him speak. This is just his look. Now, while I agree it's underwhelming, you have all these crazy, wacky, inspired, colorful designs in this big, energetic action comedy movie. Thor Ragnarok was maybe the most colorful movie in the MCU. And then you have a gray blob dude. And the fact that it's Christian Bale, people are kind of up in arms about how boring it looks. But this is what I think is happening. Number one, either they didn't want to cover up Christian Bale's face so they could show him and sell the movie more. They didn't want to put alien makeup on him. Or he didn't want to have alien makeup put on him. And he was like, you know what? Let me give you some ideas. I don't really want to fucking sit in makeup for 6 hours. I just want to sit in makeup for 3 hours. Just put some scars on me. Maybe he built the background of his character and he didn't want to go in the makeup. I don't know. One of those things is possible. Number two, it's possible that the character design just sucks and they made another ugly, boring gray character. Number 3, they might be deliberately making him gray and boring to balance out all of the crazy, colorful heroes. They want to show that distinct difference in the look. The heroes are big and colorful, blues and reds and golds and silvers, and then you have the villain. He's just gray. Maybe that was intentional to kind of give a visual display of the difference between the hero and the villain, but I do agree that it's very underwhelming. You get Christian Bale, one of the best modern day actors of the past 20 years. You get him to come in and be your villain, and then he just is gray. I don't know. I'm skeptical. They changed his design from the comics, but it's not like I'm a huge Gorr fan. This is the thing. I'm tired of people being outraged about characters that they have no knowledge of in the comics. If you didn't read that character in the comics, you didn't grow up loving them, why the fuck do you care what they look like? Taskmaster, I did not like that character. I didn't like how they portrayed her in Black Widow. It's because I like Taskmaster. They were people that didn't even know who Taskmaster was. That was like, oh, she's fucking trash, fuck her. Fuck Gorr the God Butcher. Dude, you've never fucking read Gorr the God Butcher. I don't know who Gorr the God Butcher is, really. I haven't read his books. I've heard of him, but I'm not going to act like I'm some fucking expert on Gorr the God Butcher. Yes, you can have the opinion that the character looks ugly, looks uninspired, but don't act like Gorr's suddenly your favorite character now just so that you can be outraged. He's a D-level Marvel villain, and nobody ever talks about him, but now they made him kind of ugly looking. Everyone's going to claim that they're an expert on Gorr. Fuck this fake fan culture where people get outraged at things that they don't even care about. People are getting outraged at things that they don't even know about. Fuck. That being said, I do agree that he kind of looks like shit, but I will wait until I see him in the trailer. We don't know how it's going to look on screen. It might look awesome. I don't know. That's the thing that we don't know yet. Look, Marvel has had some ugly villain designs. Malekith, Taskmaster, Whiplash. But they've had some really amazing character designs. So if this is the best they can do, and there's not a great reason for why he looks like this, and it was just the fact that they didn't want to take the time to make him look cooler, then yeah, this is shit. But it's the fact that we don't know yet. I'm skeptical as well. I'm fucking skeptical about this movie in general because I've never really seen Christian Bale be in a wacky comedy like this. I'm not sure how Taika Waititi's dialogue will translate to coming out of Christian Bale's mouth. I'm a little worried that he's going to be funky and the comedy's not going to land. But the fact is, we don't know. We need the trailer. I got to see how he moves, how he looks on screen, how he acts. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. I agree. I want the characters that I read in the comics to look like that on screen. But if you have not read Gorr the God Butcher, I don't want to hear you complaining about Gorr the God Butcher. Please stop. Please stop the fake outrage. At least if you love that character and you genuinely think that they butchered the design, you have some room to talk, okay? But if you're just sitting here being fake outraged, to quote Logan Roy, fuck off. And that'll bring us to the end of this program. Guys, thank you so much for listening to me. You might be wondering why I didn't talk about Moon Knight. Episode 3, I'm going to be on, well, by the time you see this, I was already on Halogen Helix's Clean Slate podcast talking about Moon Knight. Listen, I'm the kind of guy that I don't like to just talk about the same thing over and over again. I can't watch something, talk about it, then talk about it with my friends, then talk about it in text, then make a video about it, then go on other streams and talk about it, and then go on my fucking video and talk about it. I get burned out and I want to talk about different things. I talked about Moon Knight last week and the week before. I thought, you know what, this week I'm not going to talk about it. There's other important things. I don't know if I'm going to review any more solo episodes. This is how I roll. I usually review 1 or 2, and then I just get burned out on reviewing the same thing over and over again. I'll just wait until the end and I'll compile all of the episodes into one big review. Unless you want to see me continue to review each episode. If you want that, I will do it. If one person comments that they want me to keep reviewing Moon Knight, I'll fucking do it, okay? I'll do it for you. But unless you don't, I'm not gonna. But to put it short and sweet, I like the episode. The weakest episode so far, but only because I like the first 2 so much. This was a good episode, but yeah, that's it. Good episode, didn't love it. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. My spirits are a bit more lifted than they were when I began. Kind of ranting about censorship, talking about DC, talking about gore. What was the other thing I talked about? I literally just talked about it and I already forgot. Oh yeah, Stranger Things. All of this was fun, guys. This was awesome. If you listened to me just blabber on for an hour, you know, kudos to you. You deserve a medal. Hit the subscribe button if you like my videos. Push the like button. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Sometimes the videos don't get sent out to people unless you hit that bell. If you don't want to, if you want to leave a dislike to say, fuck you, Pickle, I hate your opinions, do that as well. It's your life. You're free to do whatever. I am just appreciative that you were here and you spent this time with me. Out of anything you could be doing, all the realities of your life, you wasted your time listening to me for an hour. Oh my god, that's hilarious. But no, it wasn't a waste of time. No, I take that back. No, this was very serious and very important. Oh, okay. I'm going to end it before I keep babbling on like a fucking baboon. Thanks, guys. Until I see you again, as always.